How's it going, everyone? Cubeologist here again today, and in this video we actually have the review of the new Dayan Pyraminx. So as you guys know, this puzzle came out about 2 weeks ago, I would say, about a week and a half ago. I'm not going to say about a week ago, so. But anyway, it came out then and everybody was really excited because the only ones that are out right now that are actually feasible for speed cubing are the Moyu and the Shengxiao. And out of the box, I had to say that this felt somewhere in between. Puzzle turns better than I thought, honestly. I think out of the box, it's somewhere between the Shengxiao and the Moyu. See, I told you. And anyway, I think that still stands, but it's not breaking in the way that I want it to break in. Even though I'm not that good at Pyraminx, you guys have seen me do a couple averages. I'll actually link to the average of 5 that I just uploaded down in the description if you want to check out and see how this turns in a speed solving scenario. But now I want to get into some of the things that frustrate me with this puzzle. One, the price. I think it's $17 right now on the Cubicle, and even though that's competitive with the other stores, it has nothing to do with the Cubicle. It's still an expensive Pyraminx, and the feel just isn't where you want a puzzle that expensive to be, because like the Moyu, when you get it out of the box, it's perfect. Now my turning doesn't do it justice, but I know that I set this puzzle up, but it turns amazingly. The tips were a little slow at first, but this thing just feels super clunky, and it's kind of awkward to turn, and there are some pops. And now I want to show you how you have to tension this puzzle. So they designed this mechanism in order to make a stickerless Pyraminx possible, and with that came a few challenges. Let me show you here on a normal Pyraminx. The way you tension this is you pop the top off, and you tension it right there, which is really handy, I have to say. Now with this puzzle, what you have to do is take a knife or something sharp and get in this gap right here and pop it open. Then, as you can see here, the whole tip comes apart, and then you can tension it. And as you can see there, those springs are really easy to come out, and I've lost a few, so I had to replace them with some backups that I had. But that's a really big deal, and it's kind of a pain to tension your puzzle, to do all the tips like that, tension it to the way you want to, and then the way they go back together is kind of reminiscent to like a Zanchi corner. You can see here that there are some little slots here on this middle piece. You can see here that there are some small slots on this tip piece, and once you put this piece back together, this is how I reassemble it. I put it back together partially, like that, and then get these pieces over the slot, push it back together, and now they're locked in. And you can just put this other piece just like that, and now it's assembled. But doing that with every tip is kind of a pain if you just want to tension it. If you've got a loose side, it takes, a minute or two, whereas with a normal Pyraminx, it just takes a few seconds. So that was something that I didn't like, but I understand it's necessary to have the stickerless design. So now comparing the two edge pieces with the Dayan and the Moyu, you can see that there are some pretty big differences with the edge piece. What is typically a torpedo here is kind of short and wide. You can see that. Whereas on the Moyu, it's long and thin, and it's got a sharper edge on it there. And that design allows this puzzle to do some pretty weird things. If you're turning inaccurately, you get a lot of pops. And I've seen that on a lot of people's puzzles. Now with the Moyu, if you do something like that, you might get a deformation, but it's never going to pop on you no matter how hard you twist. And this puzzle is pretty loose, honestly. It's got a lot of give, but you're never going to get the pops that you get on this Dayan. So to come up with a verdict for this puzzle, I'd have to say that it is definitely below average, and after breaking in, I even think a Shengxiao is better than this. But for novelty, if you want a stickerless Pyraminx, this is your only option right now. So it's still a good puzzle. It is speed cubable, but with the pops, I definitely won't be using it as my main, even though stickerless cubes are legal now. So let me know what you guys think. I've heard some things that if you take the ball bearings out, it might get a little better and stuff like that, but I just can't really be bothered because I know that this will still be better, even if there is a small improvement on this. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if you have this puzzle and what you think of it. If you do want a stickerless Pyraminx, definitely go pick this up at the Cubicle. They're great people, even if this isn't such a great cube. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and you'll hear from me really soon. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.